There may come a time when you or your family need to move quietly through a crowd, possibly during a period of civil unrest, in order to reach a bug-out location, or simply make it back home safely. Would you know how to blend in without drawing attention to yourself? Could you move unnoticed? Could you become invisible? Could you be the gray man? What is a gray man? The concept is actually very straightforward. It comes down to your ability to blend in and avoid standing out. It means becoming part of the background in whatever environment you find yourself in, so that you don't trigger any reaction from the people around you. It's about being so plain and unremarkable that no one even remembers seeing you. In the world of prepping, the gray man concept becomes extremely valuable, especially in situations where you need to stay mobile while remaining undetected. By doing this, you reduce the chances of becoming a target for individuals who may be looking to take advantage of others. So why is being a gray man important? After a major catastrophic event, particularly in a prolonged grid-down scenario, people will eventually become desperate. When resources are scarce and tensions are high, anyone who appears to have something of value can quickly become a target. If you stand out, you increase your risk. In this video, we're going to look at how the gray man concept applies in a post-disaster scenario. And we'll go over 3 key rules that will help you adopt this mindset effectively. Let's start with rule number 1. Determine your baseline. So what exactly is a baseline? In this context, a baseline is simply identifying what is considered normal for a specific environment. It includes how people dress, how they behave, how they move, and how they interact with others. For example, if you're at a beach, you would expect to see people wearing swimwear, shorts, or light clothing, and generally behaving in a relaxed manner. On the other hand, if you're in a corporate boardroom with high-level executives, you would expect formal attire like suits, along with professional and controlled behavior. Clothing is only one part of the baseline. Behavior is just as important. The way people walk, talk, gesture, and carry themselves all contribute to what is considered normal. The baseline is essentially the overall pattern of appearance and behavior that defines a specific environment. So how do you determine the baseline when entering a new environment? The answer is simple: observe. Before stepping into a new setting, take a moment to look around. Pay attention to how people are dressed, how they act, and how they move. Once you identify these patterns, adjust yourself accordingly. Your goal is to match what is normal so that nothing about you stands out. When it comes to being a gray man, avoiding attention is the priority. And that leads us to rule number 2. Avoid creating stimulus. A stimulus is anything that causes someone to notice you or form an impression about you. If something about your appearance or behavior stands out, you've just triggered a response in someone's mind. What does this mean in practical terms? If you're walking through a crowd and something about you catches someone's attention, you've created a stimulus. That person is now aware of you, even if only for a brief moment. To understand this better, let's briefly touch on how the brain processes information. There is a part of the brain known as the Reticular Activating System, or RAS. This system acts as a filter, allowing important information to pass through while ignoring what it considers unimportant. Every day, you are exposed to countless stimuli, sounds, sights, movements, but your brain filters most of it out to prevent overload. However, when something unusual or personally relevant appears, the brain takes notice. For example, imagine you're at a crowded gathering, engaged in a conversation, with many voices around you. Suddenly, someone across the room says your name. Even if they weren't loud, your attention immediately shifts. That's your brain recognizing something important and bringing it into focus. In the context of the gray man concept, you want to avoid triggering that kind of response in others. You don't want anything about you to stand out. Going back to the idea of the baseline, your appearance and behavior should not give anyone a reason to notice you. The moment you create a stimulus, attention is drawn to you, and that's exactly what you want to avoid, especially during times of instability. If you're moving through a crowd or unfamiliar area, you need to look like you belong there. You need to appear normal, which brings us to rule number 3. Blend in. Now that we've covered baseline and stimulus, let's talk about 4 key factors you can control to help you blend in effectively and become a gray man. Number 1. Clothing. Your clothing should match the baseline of your environment. Look at what others are wearing and stay within that range. Avoid anything that stands out, whether it's bright colors, unique styles, or noticeable logos. In some areas, certain types of clothing may be considered normal, while in others, they may draw attention. The goal is not to express individuality, but to remain unnoticed. Logos and symbols are especially important to consider. Clothing with visible branding or patches can create recognition and trigger conversations. A plain neutral outfit is far less likely to draw attention. Number 2. Eye contact. Avoid making unnecessary eye contact. Eye contact naturally creates a connection between people. It can invite interaction, whether intentional or not. Think about walking past someone trying to get your attention. The moment you make eye contact, they engage. The same principle applies here. By avoiding eye contact, you reduce the chance of interaction. Keep your focus forward and move naturally. Number 3. Demeanor. Your behavior should be calm, relaxed, and non-threatening. Even if you are alert and aware of your surroundings, you don't want to appear tense or aggressive. Move in a way that looks natural. Act like you belong in that environment. If you need to observe what's happening around you, do it subtly. Instead of obviously scanning the area, use indirect methods like glancing at reflections or casually looking at your phone. The goal is to stay aware without appearing alert. Number 4. Smell. This is often overlooked, but it can be important. Strong scents can draw attention, just like visual cues. Whether it's heavy cologne or an unpleasant odor, it can make you noticeable. In hunting, scent plays a major role in alerting animals to danger. The same idea applies here. You don't want anything about you to stand out, including smell. Keep everything neutral. Now let's talk about how the gray man concept applies before a major event even happens. In everyday life, the less information you share about your preparedness, the better. Whether it's through your clothing, your actions, or your conversations, people are constantly forming impressions about you. If you regularly display tactical gear, talk openly about your supplies, or make your views widely known, others will remember that. And in a crisis, those impressions can work against you. Being a gray man doesn't mean people never notice you at all. It simply means you don't give them a reason to remember you in any significant way. You don't want to be identified as someone who has resources. For example, visible signs like stickers, gear, or consistent behaviors can create associations in people's minds. Over time, those small details add up. First impressions tend to stick, and in a high-stress situation, people will recall those impressions when they are looking for solutions to their problems. Your goal is to avoid becoming that person. You want to blend into the background, like white noise, present but not noticed. At the same time, blending in doesn't mean being unprepared. You can still have the tools, knowledge, and skills necessary to protect yourself and your family. The difference is that you don't advertise it. Externally, you appear ordinary. Internally, you remain alert and ready. While others may overlook you, you are still aware of your surroundings, analyzing what's happening, and prepared to act if necessary. You may not stand out, but you are far from weak. That is the gray man. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay safe out there.